Our lesson of reflection today is on living a meaningful life in the here and now. What is important is not so much how long you live as whether you live a meaningful life. This is within your control. A meaningful life doesn't mean becoming rich and famous by accumulating money and fame, or becoming a professional athlete, a star singer, a star fashion designer, a social media influencer with 100 million followers, or any similar role model with acclaim or notoriety. A meaningful life means living, being of service to your fellow human beings. Following the Wesleyan motto of service, this means helping others in any and every way you can, through every means you can, using every skill you can, in every place you can, every time you can, for every person you can, for as many people as you can, for as long as you can. But even if you can't be of immediate service to anyone, anywhere, in any manner, do no harm to anyone. Leave them exactly as you found them. While some things are within our control regarding living a meaningful life, time is not one of them. Time never stands still. It is always moving on. And you can't change the past. The past is well beyond our control, but the future is still in our hands. It is somewhat controllable, provided we use our intelligence and make an effort. We can change our circumstances. Becoming demoralized is of no use. Today, technology has given us advantages to join our disparate, distant peoples into one human community. A single community with many voices, but one in which we can all work together, if all work toward service of others, and all work toward living a meaningful life. With the start of a new year, a new decade, let's look forward to positive change. Focus on what in yourself you can change. Don't ever try to change anyone else. You can only control yourself. Start with goals. Have one each day, but set a goal for each week and each month that lead toward your living a meaningful life. So set a service goal for each week and 6 for each month, and a personal reward for meeting your quarterly goals, such as give yourself a trip to another city to hear a spiritual or influential leader speak. This might be expensive, but as a great reward for someone who has served the common good so well, you would deserve it. For instance, for someone living in Minnesota, you would go to Chicago or Denver. To someone living in New York, you'd go to New York, or you'd go to Philadelphia, or you'd go to DC. You'd go to the next closest big city, because then you'd be staying within your means. It'd be someplace you could drive. You would not have to fly. You wouldn't have to go from New York to San Francisco to give yourself a reward. You could go to the next nearest big city. So if you're in London, you could go to Paris, you could go to Rome, you could go... Sorry, I'm doing the airline schedule and price in my head. I'm also doing the train schedules and prices in my head as well, because I've done these flights, I've done the trains, so I know what the costs are. Yeah, you could do Bonn, you could do Hamburg, you could do Berlin, because those are all round trip under £50. Because I'm doing it American and then converting it. Sorry, it takes me a moment to do that. But you want the reward to be something you would work towards. You don't want the reward to be, oh, I don't want that. Let's not work towards it. Let's fail. Give yourself something so that when you meet your goal, you're like, I get that. And if it's a quarterly reward, that's too much. Make it a half year. And make your annual reward just something to move you. Because you need something to show, I mean something to me. My goals are worth something to me. Because if you're just serving, and you don't give yourself something, your brain stops seeing value in it eventually. Until you start seeing and rewarding yourself for the value of that service. And with human nature, it takes 2 years for your brain to switch that. So, I have the prayer. May you allow the Lord to guide you and assist you in this process. Listen for His voice, then listen to His voice. It is His will you want to fulfill, not your own. So wait for the Lord. Listen to the Lord and heed that voice. Your service is improved and strengthened when it is joined to His will. For then you are working for His hands, His eyes, His legs. And it is the most difficult and the most enriching tasks you will ever do in your entire life. I promise you, you will never regret turning your will over to the Lord's. Peace of the Lord Jesus Christ be with you always.